May 8th at 9 a.m. Neighborhood Restoration Beautification Commission. Start with call to order. Mary?
Here.
Kathy?
Here.
Myself, I'm here.
Here.
Jermaine? Here, okay. Public comment on agenda-related items? None. Sounds good. Approval of the agenda. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes from April 10th meeting.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, elections. So our bylaws state that our seats are for 1 year. So today we will make elections for another year.
I think we should wait.
I think we
have the
should wait too to the full thing, can't we?
board.
Table it till,
Well, we can't table it because then we have to vote on it at the next meeting. So I would just move it till we have the
okay.
new person, right? Yeah.
Have you gotten some interest as far as?
My question would be, if we had a 2-2 split, how would we handle that if it was a vote?
Right.
That's a city attorney question, and I can seek an answer to that. I don't know how quickly we can move to have that seat filled. That's probably a question for the city clerk, I would recommend, so,
But I think that the advertisement's going in this week.
So it would be on the June,
May?
or,
June, yeah, June.
June 6th or something, right?
I don't know how long it has to stay advertised for, but sometime in June.
I don't know the answer to that. So can we maybe just keep make a motion to keep positions how they are until that? Or my fear is what if council doesn't appoint someone? I mean,
Why wouldn't they?
I know, why wouldn't they, but
well, what if someone doesn't volunteer for the commission is probably the better question. So maybe it would be more appropriate if this commission wants to wait until there's a 5th member to vote, you can. I would suspect that you would have to make a motion today to address this at the next meeting. Or make a motion to address it when there's a 5th member seated, council member.
I'll make a motion to address it when
I'll-
there's a 5th member.
I'll second that.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
So is that ad going in the paper and on social media or, okay?
Yep.
Okay, unfinished business, community service day at Casman, just a debrief. Wanted to talk about what we could do better, what we did well. I mean, it was awesome. We had 15 volunteers, so all of us were there. I think everything went pretty good. Has anybody had any feedback from Casman yet? No?
No, I've not heard anything.
Okay.
I think that we should have like a standard form or something, so when we pick a project, we know exactly what we're gonna do in advance, instead of scrambling that day or the day before, because I just think that gets too much. I mean, we're all trying to work and do that, and it's hard to get into our schedules. That's my thought.
So just like a written down scope,
Just-
because we kind of
yeah.
did it via email.
Yeah, exactly, but I think just a nice form that we can all just fill out, and everybody's uniformed, you can go in there and see that, what we're gonna do, and how many people are assigned to this part and this part. That's my thought, anyway.
Yeah, I could see that being useful.
It'd just be easy, because then, whoever,
Be a little bit more organized.
yeah, I like to be organized, and what kind of, materials we need, so we're not scrambling, and,
Yeah, I think the one thing about that one was we kind of all wanted to help with it, and I think the last meeting we talked about making it like one of our projects, and then the next person would do a project.
but I think it should be everybody's project, no matter what it is.
Right.
But we should have the scope of work there for everybody.
Maybe the person that is bringing that project to the commission maybe fills that out, and then everybody helps
Mm-hmm, sure.
delegate and whatnot. Okay. So we had a form for giving it to the homeowners when we were done. I don't know if that would, I can't remember what was on that. I don't know if I have, oh, it's this exit interview, so that probably wouldn't be, okay.
You want me to make something up and what can we all share? I mean, Excel,
I-
Word?
Yeah,
I mean,
you can share everything, that you know, wanna bring to discussion, but we'll talk about it in the meeting. That's really.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if I give you something, can you then forward it to everybody so they can fill it in on their phone or whatever? What would you use? What type of, what is, what's the source that I can use?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what would be the easiest.
Or you can let me know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, maybe even just a printed copy wouldn't be the worst thing either,
Okay.
just because we all have our files here. So if you want to take a stab at making a draft for that, okay.
Yeah, you can all give your 2 cents then.
Has anybody swung by to see if the dumpster's been used at all?
It's half full,
Yeah.
Half full?
I was told.
Okay. Do we need to, or that's leaving today, right? The
Yeah.
dumpster's leaving today.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can maybe help get the word out again? Maybe if we post something today,
We being who?
commission, if we talk to Kelly about putting something on Facebook for today?
I mean, then asking to keep it another day or something?
I don't know what time it's leaving today, so, I mean, I wouldn't,
Just
yeah.
deal with
because-
how well we,
Yeah, because if somebody goes there and then they just leave their stuff in the parking lot because there's no dumpster anymore, I don't wanna do that.
yeah, okay.
So real quick, if I may, going back to the debrief, I think what I'm hearing is having a form set up where we establish the scope of the work, meaning what project needs to be done. And then writing in what tools or materials are needed to complete each task.
Yeah,
And then assigning how many bodies, how many volunteers you need. And then at the beginning of the project, we all huddle up, and whoever is the project manager, meaning the one person in charge, says, you two are doing project A, here's the gloves, here's the paint, that type of thing, so that when you break the huddle, so to speak, everyone knows exactly what their direction is and what they're doing. And then, if you have one person in charge, if 2 people complete their tasks, they can go to project manager, okay, can you help these people? That way, if it's more organized, it's more efficient, and you can get more done. And then what you find is that, people aren't doing things by themselves and getting wore out quickly and those types of things. But I think that's what I'm hearing, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So,
yeah, and I think, a little of that scrambling kind of happened because volunteers were all there and we're like, all right, well, might as well just start going rather than waiting, but I think that'd be a good organization thing to do.
and then making sure all the volunteers have their volunteer waivers, would be another good point too, just to reemphasize.
Yeah, I don't know if there was any that didn't. I think Lori needs to, Lori Blevins, I think she needs to send one in, but I think everybody else, because most of the back, behind Casman was all your office.
Yeah.
And so I'd recommend to this commission is that one person from this commission is in charge of these projects on the day of. They can still work, but you're more valuable if you stand back and see the bigger picture and help, what do you need, well, here's the tools. That actually is more value than actually, shoveling, or then you're kind of narrowing your focus. And then people will get done and say, what do I do? I don't know, where's so-and-so, I don't know, I think if you could just stay the project manager and just move pieces around and provide resources to volunteers, you'll find that'd be a little more efficient. Just my 2 cents. Somebody's gotta be in charge, it's the way of the world.
Anything else about the Casman project?
I thought it was great to have 15 volunteers. Everyone here busted their butts. I think it was a good project. In the rain, I think everyone should be proud of their efforts they made. I mean,
Yeah, and hopefully we can keep most of the volunteers too on the list, and some of them come back for future projects. Starting to build build that list more and more every project, so
Who,
it's good.
who's building that list?
Mary Dilworth and
Who's seeking out volunteers?
I. We kinda all are.
Okay.
I mean, I know, Jermaine got her office and Mary reached out to a couple people too,
Okay.
and a couple people are randomly emailing us, contacting us, which is what we wanted, so
I think we just need to keep pushing that
keep
out.
pushing it, yeah. It'd be nice to get 50 plus people on there, and, if we get 20 people to show up for every project, that'd be amazing.
So Kelly and I were going to handle the social media, remember we were?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'll just continue, and when Mary gets back, I'll work with her on that.
I think that, when we go and do the, when we go and look at it first, figure out what we need, supplies and stuff, I think then we should take before pictures. And then, once everything is cleaned up and gone, take after pictures, because, we took before and after pictures, but I think it was way better than what the pictures show, so.
Yeah, I have a lot more too that I gotta send around, and maybe we can make another social media post other than just the few that were on there.
It's nice to have the whole committee on there, whoever came, the whole team.
Yeah, that was kind of the disadvantage. I know we tried to get a group photo, but people had already left.
Yeah, we should do that first.
At the beginning,
First, yeah.
yep, and then go. Mhm.
I just, for, them, would love to be able to get them a couple picnic tables. I don't know why, I just keep that, it looks so nice, and they have that roof.
And they
The
said they
pavilion.
could have picnic tables now because the people that destroyed them are no longer in that area.
Yeah, and
Or
I'm thinking,
benches.
even if the garage had some, battered ones that could be fixed up or bought new lumber for or something, I just thought that they would use that.
Mhm.
'Cause it looks so nice, and they got that big roof and everything, at least a couple, so you come out and eat their lunch or something.
Yeah.
3 or 4 would be ideal. Even neighborhood people could come with their kids and have a little picnic, but, I don't know. And I don't know how much a picnic table cost.
I know Jermaine and I were talking about it when we were out there too, about maybe getting those metal ones that are, plastic coated, really nice ones that they
Right, right.
wouldn't be able to steal or damage.
Right.
But those were like $1,200 a piece.
Exactly. That's why I thought even one that, just buy some new lumber for it and stain it and.
Maybe we could put something on social media if somebody was interested in donating one, a new one. Can we
Yeah,
do
say,
that?
hey, we cleaned up this area and we noticed,
Can we do something
schools
like
in
that?
need of that.
Yeah, couple picnic tables.
Can we do that without
I don't know.
approval?
What are our funds that we have to use before, is it June?
June 30th. I would caution you, I would caution you against buying a picnic table with the RBC funds for a school.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only, depending on how much we use like $300 or $400 from the service day, do you know?
Home Depot says that, $200 some dollars you can get a picnic table is what it says at Home Depot. I think it probably would be better, the commission can do what they want, but trying to encourage someone to donate or build one for the school rather than,
We can do that. We could put something out on social media if somebody wanted to donate one.
yeah, absolutely.
So we can
Maybe
do
that
that.
can go in the
The
same,
people who builds them.
it could go in the same post as the, showcasing what we did. Say,
Uh-huh.
hey, we
Yeah, maybe we do that.
we did all this, we're looking for a donator
That'd be good.
for the
Add
picnic
that
tables.
onto it.
That was the next item anyway, was social media posting. I wasn't sure if you
Okay.
had anything to share on that yet, or,
No, because I just realized that, we need to do that. So I think volunteering should be number one, and then, maybe, are you gonna put this on social media too?
yeah, so I
Maybe
could,
that should
since
go first,
since
then.
Kelly's not
Yeah.
gonna help you on that, maybe I can help you
Okay,
with that.
perfect. That would be good.
So I'll just coordinate every time,
Yep.
you know, I got an idea to put on there,
Yeah.
or if you have an idea, just
Yeah, I gave her a whole list of things, so I'll pull that list out.
Kelly McCall or Kelly Breevy?
Kelly Gravy.
Okay. Okay, if that's all for the past project, we can talk about new business, the next project. So the last meeting, we talked about trying to do one every, first Thursday. So the first Thursday is June 1st. We don't have to stick to that one if that's too tight of a timeline, but we also talked about maybe having another meeting beforehand to.
Right.
What's the project?
So that's what we're gonna talk about is,
Oh.
what, does anybody have any ideas for projects?
When is that that County Day of Service, when is that?
I haven't heard.
Who puts that together, the chamber?
Chamber, yep. But their project is for those life jacket areas. I don't know
So they're
if
not
they're
doing-
even getting need volunteers. I don't even know.
They're not doing cleanup day this year? We would probably know by now, right? Because it's May 9th.
Right.
Okay.
Well, a couple things that I had seen. So on, it would be Davis Street, you know where St. Joe Church comes down and then their parking lot is behind their whole rec center. There's a wall, a retaining wall, and then that all needs to be cleaned all the way up. So that could be, it wouldn't take much.
On 6th, Davis and 6th there. Yeah.
So that's a thought.
On the sidewalk is falling, you mean?
What's that?
What, is there stuff coming down on the sidewalk?
Yeah, it just all needs to be cleaned up.
Who own-
Debris and just stuff like that.
Who owns that, do we know?
I don't know if it's the church or, I have no idea.
I think it's the church. Little parking lot.
Contact them to see if they would be willing to. But that's something I saw. And then the other thing I saw is the 9th Street and Engelman. There's a house, so it's kind of like the next street behind Painted Lady. And there's a house, and it has a vacant lot, and there's just trees that are coming through the fence all over the place. See if we could clean it up. I mean, I would think that if you're driving, it'd be hard to see, you know, I mean, it's coming out further. Just something to think about. You can drive past.
So one thing that I saw too was, and I'm sure everybody's seen it, on 31 in front of the Manistee Hotel, that whole sidewalk has like asphalt chunks and dirt all over it, and that would be really nice to sweep that up and kind of clean that up, and maybe even approach the hotel there to see if we could work with them on trying to repair that wall. Because that's the first thing that, I know a while ago we talked about maybe even
Mural.
a mural there or something, but
But it needs so much work.
it needs a lot of work,
Yeah.
right?
I don't think you could handle that with a mural until,
My thought too was, I can't remember the name, but the guy, he's opening that restaurant across the street, maybe he would have some volunteers and want that to be all prettied up too, I don't know. An authentic 231's right there.
exactly, they might want that to.
Doesn't the hotel, doesn't that kind of fall under like blight because they don't want to clean it up, the wall?
I don't know, that's classified as blight, I don't think that would classify as blight. You gotta keep in mind, ugly doesn't mean it's blighted.
Well, but it's also a safety hazard because the wall is crumbling, right?
I don't know, I don't know if it is a safety hazard. This, usually blight pertains to residential structures and weatherness and weatherproof and things, so I think, you know, I can certainly ask the city attorney, but I don't know that that would be an atypical path for blight enforcement.
So,
Are you talking about the wall right, which wall, not the wall in front of Authentic 231? but
No,
No.
other, in front of the Manistee
It's
Hotel.
like a 4-foot wall that goes the whole length of that Manistee
What's wrong with the
Hotel.
wall? It needs to be power washed?
No, it's
Falling apart.
falling apart, like concrete's falling off it, and
I don't think it's ever been fixed, ever.
probably not.
I think it would be nice if we brought something to the table to have our, so I had put these together just simple.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we need to have something in writing so that we now have one of those to look at.
So this would be your,
You bring that, and then that's
Okay.
your job, you know what I mean?
Okay, good idea.
And I think that when we do, this is just my personal, we all went to Casman to look at it. Do we all need to do that, or is just the person that's in charge do it?
well, I think now that, yeah, right.
You know,
I think now that we, you know, we have this set up and we're kind of all on the same page of one person is the project manager of
right,
it.
so we don't need to all go to the site.
Right, we might not need a work session, right?
Yeah, okay, I think that's a good idea.
So maybe, maybe it'd be proactive right now to determine who's doing what months, so that way we, you know, when we have these meetings, we can just come with this already filled out. You know, Mary's got an idea,
Yep.
because she's on June,
Yep.
Kathy's got an idea, because she's on July, you know.
I think that's a good idea.
So,
We might want to skip July. I'm afraid we're not gonna get very many people. I don't know, maybe we would. It just seems like so many people are on vacation in July.
yeah,
What are you thinking?
I think if we can,
Just do a small job?
yeah, I mean, I don't know if we have to shoot the moon every time, right? If
Okay.
we do something small, that is still something small that we got done.
Okay.
Like you said, the Sixth and Davis thing might only take 5 people for
Yeah, it might be
30
an hour.
minutes or something.
Okay.
So maybe we tackle that one. I mean, does anybody have a contact at that church?
No, I've been driving around trying to figure out what is, I mean, I've seen a lot of blight, but, it's hard to find the beautification part right now until we get some of that blight cleaned up
Yeah.
in the areas that I was looking.
There's that hill down on Hancock, Chief and I were talking about it, that, it's got like a handrail, but it's like all weeded, there's like handrail on the sidewalks, there's that could be done, that, I don't think that's,
And that's kind of in that
Huge.
vicinity too, so maybe it could be at the same
Yeah,
time.
those could probably be kind of combination. Is there a sign, or can you get a sign that says slow or something? You know, going down 7th Street Hill, if you go down 7th Street by St. Joe Church, go all the way down to the end, there's a house right there on Davis. And we've been getting so much traffic that just flies down there. I don't know if they go to the bars or what. But I'm afraid somebody's gonna go into that house again, because it used to be Yoder's house, if you know that. He's since passed. But someone did go into their living room at one time, but we're hear squealing all the time. So I'm thinking maybe if they see a slow, because they're not used to that hill, and there's a house right there. You know, we've been getting semi trucks now for some reason. I don't know if they changed the GPS. It seems like when they do, then they get the trucks coming down there. And the trucks, they don't know that there's
They
a house.
get lost, yeah, yeah.
Trucks on 7th Street, are you saying, or?
Right.
Over the years, Mary, that house been there twice.
That was, yeah, I know. But we've been just getting some, I would say for the last probably 5 months, I was thinking, what's going on? There's just a lot of activity, and usually it's a quiet street going down. So I thought maybe there was a sign or something we could ask for.
Especially in winter time, when they come down, it's fine.
So maybe, this June one can be a small one. We, you know, maybe it's your project and it's the Sixth and Davis area, the Hancock area that Jermaine was saying, and then I know those parking lots for that church too, they got, you know, weeds growing through all
Well,
the
they've
cracks
been
and
trying
whatnot.
to, yes. I went past it this morning. It looked like somebody did some work.
Okay.
But yes, I think that we could do whatever we could do to help them out probably. I'll contact the church if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I think as of right now, that and that's really the only idea that's been brought up, unless anybody else has.
Kathy, you have an idea?
No, I'm just sort of like, trying to figure out like, it can't be public property, I'm still there, you know, like are we looking for just neighborhood yards and community buildings like that?
No, so it can be public property, we're just staying away from the parks, because the
Okay.
Parks Commission's supposed to be working on the.
Okay, okay. Mm, thanks.
So I have one more thing. So with Tasman, we bought all their paint and stuff. shall we go back and just paint the handrails going down the steps for them and that stripe? I think would be really nice.
Kind of finishing up some of the things we didn't get to.
I went past it and I think it could definitely use that. What do you think?
Yeah, and then I know, some of the sidewalks, we got to a certain point, but then we could keep going forever on that almost.
I think we should just go back and finish that project. That's just my thought.
We don't really have to have a whole lot of planning. Do we want to do that sooner than June 1st, or?
There's not a
It
lot
wouldn't
of blue
take-
paint left.
Well, we have a gallon, don't we? Yeah, I don't think you opened it.
I think I thought we had an open gallon.
We do, yeah.
Yeah,
We have the.
and we have the yellow.
Safety,
Right,
yeah.
we have the yellow. So it wouldn't take that much
Mhm.
time.
Which one was leaking, the old
The
can?
old-
Okay.
Yeah, the old one.
We bought 1 or 2 cans then, right, Mary? I thought we bought.
2.
Yeah, so we have 2
Oh,
plus
So
the
we
old
have,
one.
exactly, so we have a lot.
I think we have enough.
Yeah, it was dripping right out of the bottom.
Okay, so if we were to do that, we're coming into the end of the month quickly, so it would have to be
Like a next week thing, maybe?
yeah,
So who wants to spearhead that?
Jermaine probably.
Depends on what day we do it, because I've got graduation and an open house and all kinds of stuff going on, so it just depends.
In some of that work, we might not need the 15 people like we did the last time either, right?
Right. So you want to do it yet this month? Or June?
Yeah, I'm good with either this week or next week.
What's the date today?
Today is the 8th.
Okay, so this week actually is out for me. I'm gone out of town on Tuesday. Maybe I could do it Wednesday, I don't know.
17th.
I have the 17th open.
Okay, let's put it down there. It might be just a hair late.
Okay.
Wednesday the 17th?
Thinking at like 4 or 5,
Yeah, whatever time you guys want to do. That's,
4 o'clock.
Yeah, 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock on the 17th.
Maybe by then too, maybe we can find somebody that wanted to donate some.
Yeah.
okay, perfect.
And then maybe June 1st can be the other project. Do we want to, so we're kind of doing all these, discussing all this at once, but do we want to schedule another meeting beforehand so we can kind of just focus on that next
I think so.
project?
I think so. I think that makes sense.
And then by then, we can have this form filled out and we'll have a scope and everything. So today's the 8th, so the 2 weeks.
So are we scheduling more meetings then, or are we not, or just as
That's-
needed, or what do we do?
That's up for discussion. I mean, if we want to do like we did last year, we did 2 meetings per month during kind of blight season.
So that would be June, what do we do, June, July, August?
I think it's May through October, right?
Oh.
Is blight enforcement season.
We enforce it year round.
Yeah, but, right.
Especially this year. Whatever this commission wants to do.
So, what's everybody's thoughts? May through October, 2nd meeting scheduled for the 3rd Monday
Yep,
at 9 a.m. Does that work?
okay,
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's the third Monday.
3rd Monday, 9 a.m. May through October.
So we're meeting the first and third Monday? Am I wrong?
First and third Monday, yep.
That means like, 2 meetings a month?
Yes.
So looking at my schedule, that's the 22nd, right?
May 22nd, you mean?
So I will be unavailable
Well-
on that day, but
Why don't we start them then in June?
it's start in June.
Why don't we start in June then? Because May is, yeah, it's a busy. Is everybody good starting in
So
June?
motion to amend that to
Okay.
June. You're gonna say something?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out when you wanna have the next meeting if you wanna do a project on June 1st.
Yeah. You know, and the June 1st thing can change too. I mean, if that's too soon, just because we're just now scheduling the meetings, maybe we could push that off until, so that first Monday of June is June 5th. So maybe that's June 8th. That's the second Thursday
Okay, so
for,
June 8th.
for the volunteer day. Does
Yeah,
that work?
but we still have to have a meeting in between then.
Right, and the first meeting would be June 5th.
Right.
But you wanna have a meeting on June 5th to discuss the project on June 8th?
That's,
To do a project on June 8th?
we already have it established, but we're talking about the Hancock and Sixth and Davis in the church area.
Okay. So we're not gonna have another meeting till June 5th and do a project on June 8th?
Unless you think that's
Okay.
too short a time frame. I don't think we'll need any materials for that stuff, so.
Well, no, just our tools, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just tools.
Power washer, do you need that?
We have one of those too,
Yes,
so.
we do. I'll look.
Look,
Well, what I could do is I could put that scope of work together in this email you, and you can email it out to everybody.
Mhm.
You know, if they wanted it beforehand to look at it.
Yeah, I think our meeting on June 5th would be to discuss that full
Okay.
scope and just make
Okay.
sure we're all on the same page, and
Okay.
then I think that's plenty of time to prepare for it, as long as, you know, we have one person spearheading, you know, getting the scope and all the materials and equipment together.
maybe they'll have some people at the church that would like to join in.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Church volunteers.
Yeah.
Because they have a men's club there and stuff.
Yeah, and they used to have a youth group. I don't know if they still do or not,
So,
but
yeah.
I think they do have some pretty good volunteers. I don't know how old they're getting, being that mostly older people go to church now.
I don't know.
Not that I'm profiling. There's a lot of young people that go to church.
Any more discussion on community service days?
Did you guys have any? Did you have anything out there that you wanted to?
You know, maybe we should, like I was saying earlier, I'll volunteer to do July's community service day, so that way
Okay.
we can kind of be a little bit more organized, and then
Okay.
maybe Kathy's August.
Okay,
So organize a community service day for August, and
but we don't have the project yet, right?
that's what you're
That's what you have to find out.
Oh, I find a project?
trying to
Okay,
find a
sure.
project for August, yeah.
Okay,
And use this form that Mary
Okay.
had made and fill that out, and then we'll discuss that in the meetings before August.
okay, sure.
And then by then, hopefully we have a fifth member, and then they could do September.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Put that on there. What about, like, you know, that chainsaw worked really well, so I don't know if we look at maybe getting one. We can definitely use mine all the time, I don't care, but I'm just saying, maybe we need something like that.
Yeah, so when Mary gets back, I'll see what our budget is
Yeah,
left over, because I think there should be $400 or $500 left, and
that'd be
maybe
a nice,
maybe get a pole saw.
Yeah.
And then one of those small
correct.
ones.
And you can sometimes get.
A wheelbarrow.
Yeah, we need a wheelbarrow.
Need a
with that,
wheelbarrow
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
So then I'll get with Mary, see what the budget is, and then I'll put that on the next agenda,
oh, good.
with some prices for that stuff, so we can
Perfect.
approve that.
So I have somebody that wants to do the mural on First Street, at no charge, and they wanna do, like, one of Officer Franskowiak's, pictures on there.
Oh, nice,
So
really nice.
I think that we should,
Do we have to, like,
let
buy
them-
the paint or something?
I don't know, so I was just gonna say, you know, let them
Yeah.
figure out what they need. And then instead of doing, I don't know how long murals last, but instead of doing like, the maintenance, the upkeep on it,
Mhm.
if it starts to look dilapidated,
Yeah,
they'll wanna do a different photo, like swap it out.
sure.
Not,
Okay, good. That'd be nice.
so I can reach out to them and have them put their stuff together and see what they need.
Be
We
nice, yeah.
gotta reach out to the homeowner too, or do you
Or
think,
what,
if that wall is on his property?
we already did.
But he was good with the mural, I couldn't
Yeah,
remember if that,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I just would like to get it done. instead
Yeah.
of Waiting on it.
So we're not gonna worry about doing any waivers for it or anything, now we're just gonna move forward?
Yeah, we already have the waiver
Yeah,
for it.
I mean, yeah, it's not really, as long as the homeowner's good with it, it seems like it's kinda out of our hands at that point.
Going down the hill, correct.
Yep.
Is there anything that you need any help with on that, or, no, okay.
That's all I got.
Public comment, you got any?
I've got a few things. I think someone from this commission should reach out to Tracy Davis and work with her. She presented something to council about NEZ.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the vision for this commission is policies and programs and procedures and recommend to city council. I think it'd be great to work with her. One of the biggest challenges we face in blight enforcement is blighted structures. We've had blighted structures for decades, but that's one of the more challenging ones when it comes to an enforcement standpoint. Doesn't fit real well when people are working shift work and they're trying to enforce blight. I mean, it takes a long time between working with the homeowner and court rulings and more court. So that's really what really eats up a lot of our officers' time with these blighted structures. And as you've seen, there's quite a bit of them. So that would be a good strategy to work with her to see how this group and that group can work together. And where the value is there. That's just a recommendation I would make. The other one is to notify this group. Our enforcement has changed slightly at the police department at the recommendation of the city attorney. We've written, you know, we're not getting progress when someone is not complying or just showing effort to improve. We issue citations, and so Davis Street, for example, is a good example. When we issue a citation now, it's going to be similar to a traffic citation, meaning we're going to request informal hearings, and it's going to be the police officer in court with the person who's issued a citation first, rather than the city attorney. If it goes to a formal hearing, then the city attorney will be present. So we're trying to get those through on a formal hearing level, or informal hearing first, to see what the magistrate, if they rule in favor of the city and what those rulings look like, and hopefully we can get more rulings quickly. Rulings meaning, an example would be if we issue a citation for a house that has a roof caving, and the magistrate might rule, you either fix it by this date or the city can come and fix it by this date. Because we're just seeing a lot of people not fixing things for whatever reason it might be. So anyways, that enforcement has changed as soon as last week at the advice of the city attorney. If you have these orders, which say the city can remedy the blight, whether it be pick up garbage or side or whatever, then it's a matter of finding money to fund those, for the city to afford to do that. So that's just an update on the enforcement aspect and how that has changed recently. Does anyone have any questions on that? That's all I have. I'll have Mary get an updated budget amount. Just remember, our budget goes till June 30th. The city council passed the budget, and that budget is the same amount that was requested last year.
Same amount you said? Is that $1,000?
$2,500.
$2,500.
But, wait a minute. We also, approved the 12,000. Was it 12,000?
You approved 12,000 for volunteer groups?
Yes, that's
I don't know
supposed to,
how that money is being divided, or.
it's supposed to be divided between you and Parks for volunteers.
Well, my budget was approved, and my budget is built in $2,500. I don't know how that money is gonna be divided formally, I don't know that
Okay.
answer. That could be, but the budget, money in my budget is managed by me, is not spent without me. So I'm not managing funds I don't have control over, does that make sense?
Well, yeah, you're supposed to be though, like that's how we worded it.
Yeah. Well, then maybe there's a budget amendment out there pending, where they're gonna put money into our operational budget,
Okay.
but, and that's not to say that, I don't trust anyone spending money, but the taxpayers have entrusted me with managing that money, and so I will be there when it's spent. So that's good news. I mean, it's good news. We have possibly more money, or at least the same amount as before. Let me know if I can be any service to help out, working with Tracy Davis and see what the value is there.
If you need me to, I can do that too.
What's her title?
Housing North Director. I knew her from her previous position when she was the executive director of Cove. That's how I knew her. So it sounds like they're doing something that really, for lack of a better term, possibly a path to revitalization of certain areas. And I think it just really falls within the vein of this commission. And so it's important that we get involved.
I was wondering if maybe we can still have Muskegon come and talk with us, or we just have a verbal conversation on some of this stuff. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I need to,
The
I know I need to reach out to him. I know there's disconnection when Kevin left. but,
right. It'd be nice to hear some of their.
What we can do.
Yeah, I mean, where some funding come from, you know, some different ordinances that they have that we don't have.
Mhm.
I mean, could we even maybe put a list of questions together if they can't come, and maybe they could, you know, answer our questions or something?
Yeah, I can, I'll put that on my list, so reach out to
Time
him.
do it?
Yeah. Guess we'll go around. Jermaine, you have anything?
I don't have anything else.
Kathy?
Nothing.
Mary?
All set?
All right. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.